Hi, Namaskar and very welcome to all of you. Today I am going to discuss some of the important points to keep in mind during planning of multi-story building or high-rise building. There are proper guidelines and policy issued by ENC's branch for planning of multi-story buildings. Points we will discuss in brief one by one. Concept of construction of multi-story high-rise building is emphasized nowadays to achieve optimum utilization of limited scarce land resources. As we all are aware that land resources are very limited, vertical expansion is necessary in present days. As we cannot increase available land, we have to optimize the available land resources. There are some of the important points which we have to keep in mind during planning set itself for the multi-story building. The points are clearance of local municipal authority, maintenance of open space and floor space index, floor to floor height as per the building and its utilization, structural consideration, construction materials, structural wall, foundation, earthquake resistance measure, wind effect, lifts, fire protection. We will discuss this point one by one. Clearance of local municipal authority. It is very important to get clearance of local municipal authority at planning stage itself to avoid any hurdle at execution stage. Based on the location of the multi-story building, the approval is to be taken from concerned designated authority. Fire clearance of building drawing and layout will be obtained as per local bylaws, rules and regulation from respective authority in consonance with part 4 of Code Fire and Safety. The authority from which we have to take clearance have been mentioned here. They are like Airport Authority of India, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Fire Service Department, Pollution Control Board, designated authorities under Factories Act, Cinema Regulation Act, Urban Art Commission, Coastal Regulation Zone Authority, Archaeological Survey of India, Heritage Committee and any such other authority as may be available. Open space and floor space index. This is very much important criteria. Norms given in the NBC and local bylaws we have to follow. For site within cantonment, military station, mandatory open space norms as per the NBC and local bylaws to be followed. Community open space to be provided as per para 5 part 3 of NBC. For independent pockets not part of cantonment / military area, floor space index, floor area ratio norms shall be applicable as per the local bylaws. Regarding floor to floor height. The floor to floor height of a building is a function of a required ceiling height, depth of structural floor system and material and vertical space required for mechanical, electrical and plumbing distribution network. Floor height may vary from 3.2 meter to 4.8 meter depending upon type of the building. Structural consideration. This is very important in planning of a multi-story building because safety and stability of the building depends on the structural consideration. The overall building cost and the architecture of a high-rise building depends predominantly on its structural system. The high-rise buildings are dynamically sensitive to lateral loads and hence the structural system of such buildings are designed to resist the lateral load, especially wind load or seismic load. Such buildings shall be governed by various aspects. The various aspects are like elevation, plan, floor system. If we discuss for the elevation, there are height limit for a structural system. Based on lateral load, the height of various structural system in different seismic zone is given in table 1 of IS 16700. As per the guideline given in the IS, the height of the building to be decided. Second part is slenderness ratio. The height to base ratio shall also be as per the guideline given under table B of IS 16700. While we selecting plan of the building, it should be preferably rectangle, square, elliptical or circular. Here most important is to ensure stability of the building. Then floor system. If we discuss regarding material, floor plate shall be cast in situ only. Concrete grade for the building should be minimum M30 and up to M70. Steel we should utilize for the minimum grade of Fe 500D which is a ductile steel. Second other factor important here is opening also. Opening shall not be permitted along the edges, and if it is unavoidable, then it is to be checked that perimeter members are having stability and adequate strength have been ensured. Maximum area of opening in a floor plan should not exceed 30% of the plan area. Regarding foundation, as we all are aware that geotechnical investigation is very much important. We should carry out geotechnical investigation. We should check what is the strata of the ground, what the soil bearing capacity is there any water table encounter or not. That all thing we have to check during planning stage itself. Geotechnical investigation beside normal investigation, potential analysis and estimation of soil spring constant along with the module of subgrade reaction should be done. Borehole should be spaced at 20 meter to 25 meter and minimum 4 borehole per building we should take. Regarding embedded depth of the foundation should be at least 1/15 of the height of the building. This is for raft foundation. If we go for the pile foundation or pile raft foundation, this ratio should be 1/20. Regarding earthquake resistance measure, tall building exceeding 150 meter in seismic zone 3 and 4 and also all tall building in zone 5 should be instrumented with triaxial accelerometer. Other important point is buildings greater than 150 meter should have anemometer and accelerometer on top of the building. We should condition foundation settlement. We should see foundation settlement and pressure measurement also. Permanent settlement marker at corner and center to be provided at raft top level. For wind effect, for high rise building and tall building, wind analysis should be carried out to evaluate the impact of wind movement and natural flow changes because of the new buildings proposed to be erected. Strategies may include application of cross ventilation and thermal comfort, factoring prevalent wind pattern, seasonality, stack effect and other principles. Provision of lift, it is also one of the important requirement for the high rise building, particularly for the defense work. In scale of accommodation table 55.1, scale of the lift have been given. As per scale of accommodation 2009, above 10 story married accommodation, 2 lift of 8 passenger and 1 lift of 13 passenger are authorized, while requirement of the lift for building above 12 story may have to be planned as per the provision of the NBC. You all are aware that if we go for the building more than 4 story height, lift is authorized in defense works. Now fire protection, high rise buildings shall be planned, designed and constructed to ensure highest level of fire safety. The entire scheme of firefighting must be got approved from the CIFIs at conceptual stage, that is before submission of the estimate for residential occupancies above 120 meter in height and other occupancies above 60 meter in height. The sprinklers shall be fed from the main and alternate standby riser with suitable isolation wall. As I told earlier, fire protection scheme must be got approved from the CIFIs. Some of the important fire safety measures as per the National Building Code 2016 I have listed here. Unhindered means of access should be ensured during the planning stage of the building so that in case of fire, unhindered access the occupant can get. Second factor is compartmentalization. We should divide our building in the separate compartment so that if mishap of the fire happen, it may not transmit in the entire building. Other factor to keep in mind is automatic fire detection and fire alarm system, public address system, illuminated exit way, proper marking, alternate source of electric supply including standby DG set, fire hose reel, fire points, automatic sprinklers, etc. we have to ensure. Other important point to keep in the mind while planning of multi-story building are core area, sufficient core area, vertical as well as horizontal like staircases, lifts, corridors, lift lobbies and shafts to be provided. Similarly, provision of lighting protection level, lighting protection system, air termination system, service floor, automation, etc. to be considered for the safety and security of the occupant of the high rise building. Namaskar once again. Thank you very much for listening me. I hope that subject we discuss here will be helpful to all of you, particularly young lot, dealing with planning of multi-story building. The point discussed here, I would say that not exhaustive and final. I would request all of you to go through various instruction on the subject, codal provision, latest NBC guideline and local rule and regulation. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.